Welcome to the regular meeting of Spotswood Borough Council. And we're going to have, I'm just going to announce some residents, former residents' deaths so that you can keep them in your thoughts during the moment of silence after the Pledge of Allegiance. First of all is Charles Engley. He died on Wednesday, September 12th. I knew Charlie briefly during my youth. He was actually a commissioner when I was young. He was also a fireman, and for 33 years in Spotswood, so he was a volunteer there for a long time. He was on the Spotswood Borough Board of Commissioners. He moved to South Carolina, then he came back to New Jersey, and most recently was in Monroe Township. So keep him and his family in your thoughts. The next is Peter Joseph Barnes, Jr. This was the senior Barnes, who was a former FBI agent. He served 11 years in the New Jersey legislature, where he represented the 18th district. And his son, I think, is an assemblyman.
Superior Court Judge.
Superior Court Judge, okay. So he continues on that legacy. I've heard many, many good things. He was also chairman of the Middlesex County Democratic Organization in the county. He served on the executive board of the Metuchen Edison YMCA, where the Peter J. Barnes Community Champion Award was established in his honor. He was also named Irishman of the Year, and a Good Citizens Award he was given by the Boy Scouts of America. So it sounds like Peter Joseph Barnes Jr. lived a very full and productive life, and was involved with many, many institutions, and really improved the quality of life, I think, for all of them, all of us who live here in New Jersey. The next person I'd like to say that passed away, Sal Cornacchio, also known as Robert Corey of Toms River, passed away on September 10th, 2018. He was born in Newark, but he lived in New Jersey for Spotswood, New Jersey for 36 years before moving to Toms River. He actually was a founding member of the Knights of Columbus, post 4907, and a fourth degree knight. He was a member of the American Welding Society, and also was involved with many volunteer groups here in New Jersey. So we were grateful for his service to our town. This is another sad event. Margaret Ann Peggy Carney passed away, formerly of Spotswood. Her husband, John, I remember him, John Carney, when I first got involved with borough politics. John was living here and serving the town as a councilman. And now his wife has passed away. They are having the services, or they had the services, I guess, in Brunswick Memorial Home. And so we are grateful to Peggy for her contributions to our town also. And I'd ask you to remember those poor individuals that lost their life in the latest hurricane, Hurricane Florence, down in North and South Carolina. So sad. And now there's tornadoes coming through the nation, up the coast in Virginia. It's very scary weather. So thank you, and let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, we have no minutes this meeting. We'll have them next meeting. And for the resolutions under consent agenda, Council.
She didn't do the roll call, open public meeting.
Yeah, okay.
The notice requirements provided in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given the new schedule of meetings of the Spotswood Borough Council on December 27, 2017. The new schedule was transmitted to the Home News Tribune and Sentinel. It was filed with the clerk of the Borough of Spotswood and posted in the municipal building located at 77 Summerhill Road, Spotswood, New Jersey.
Councilman Stolen?
Here.
Councilman Ritchie?
Here.
Councilman Malillo?
Here.
Councilman Rivera?
Here.
Council President Rhodes?
Here.
Mayor Sealy?
Here.
Okay, now we have no minutes. And we went over the resolutions Council President and council members, I'll take a motion to accept the resolutions on the consent agenda, resolutions 2018-139 through 2018-141.
Make a motion, we accept 2018-139 through 141 and move those.
Second it.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Malillo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Rhodes?
Yes.
Now we have a proclamation. I don't know who's going to read it. It's fire prevention.
Who's got
Week.
fire liaison?
The fireman.
I'm not the liaison.
You're a fireman. Pass it over.
Thanks.
Delegate.
Whereas the Borough of Spotswood is committed to ensure the safety and security of all those living and visiting Spotswood. And whereas fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes are locations where people are at the greatest risk of fires, and whereas home fires kills 2,735 people in the United States in 2016. According to the National Fire Protection Association, NFPA, and the fire departments in the United States responds to 352,000 home fires, in which here the majority of the fires, U.S. fire deaths, are 4 out of 5 occur each year. And here as the fire deaths rate per 1,000 home fires reported to the U.S. Fire Department was 10% higher in 2016 and 1980. And here as Spotswood residents should identify places in their home where fires can start, eliminate those hazards, and whereas working with smoke alarms cut the risk of dying and report home fires in half. Therefore, Spots residents should install smoke alarms in every sleeping room, outside each separate sleeping area, and on every level of the home. And whereas the Spotswood residents should listen for the sound of smoke alarms, and when it's sound, respond by going outside immediately to a designated meeting place. And whereas Spotswood residents who have planned and practiced a home fire escape plan are moved, prepared, and willing, therefore, be more likely to survive a fire. And whereas Spotswood first responders are dedicated to reducing an occurrence of home fires and home fires injuries through prevention, protection, education, and whereas Spotswood residents are responsible to public education measures and are able to take actions to increase their safety from fires, especially in their own homes. And whereas in 2018 Fire Prevention Week theme, look, listen, learn, be aware. Fire can happen anywhere. Effectively, it serves to remind us that we need to take personal steps to increase our safety from home. Now, therefore, I, Ed Seeley, Mayor of the Borough of Spotswood, do I proclaim October 7th through 13th, 2018 as Fire Prevention Week throughout this community, and together with the governing body and on behalf of our residents, offer heartfelt appreciation for the protection from our volunteer fire department led by Chief Pete Ganty. I urge all people of the Spotswood to be aware of their surrounding, look for available ways out in event of fire or other emergency. Response when smoke alarm sounds by exiting the building immediately to support many public safety activities and efforts. Spotswood Fire Emergency Services during Fire Prevention Week 2018, dated September 17, 2018.
Thank you very much, Jose, and thank you for your service on
you.
the fire department, and if there's any other members of the fire department here, thank you on behalf of all of us up here on the dais for keeping us safe every single day of the year and night.
Also, make sure you guys change the batteries on your smoke detectors, and when you do hear them sounds, please get out and do not go back in until let us check to make sure everything is okay. All right, if you got your pets in there, please don't run back in, let us get them.
Thank you, Jose.
Oh.
It's usually in the middle of the night, about 3 o'clock, when mine starts chirping that it needs a new battery, so it is a good idea to tie it to daylight savings time, right, Jose?
Yep.
You change the batteries that time.
Some of the new ones now, batteries last for 10 years.
Oh, that's
You
good.
can replace some of them with the new ones that are out there.
Very nice. Do we have some reports? Anybody? John?
Yeah, all right. Board of Education, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, at the high school library. The 20th, it's the library on Main Street. That's the 20th, 7 o'clock, down on Main Street, library. There's a meeting down there. And that's it.
Okay. Kurt, anything?
I left in your packets flyers and tickets for the pancake breakfast. We're about a month and a half out. If you sell a ticket, save the stub so that we have something to match it up to at the breakfast. And if you need additional tickets, the mayor's office has some supply there. Thank you very much.
Terrific. And you want to recount again how much money we've raised over the years since we started this?
Oh, gosh. Off the top of my head, I think we're getting close to 10 grand.
I agree. I think it's more than that,
It
yeah.
might be more, but
Great
we're
cause.
in that area, yep.
Ted?
I have nothing to that.
Okay. Jose?
Just like that, everybody's aware. I know Cossack, who's our fire marshal, and the fire department has been going to the seniors, talking about smoke detectors and fire safety. If anybody, any senior needs any help putting up a smoke detector, notify code enforcement, talk to Sherry, like that. She can make a list, and members from the fire department will go out and we'll put it up for you.
And you don't even have to be a senior if there's anyone
Okay.
who has a difficulty.
So,
Thank you, Jose. That's very generous to give their time. Again, they're volunteers. I have nothing tonight either. Go ahead, Ed?
Well, I want to congratulate the Spotswood Rec Department on another successful 5K race. I was over there for that. Let's see what else we got here. There's, with the permission of the council, there's a young man in town, Jonathan Wasserman, we're familiar with that
Yeah,
name,
sure.
has an Eagle Scout project, and his project is called Book Houses. And what he's proposing to do is put almost like a birdhouse at the library and the parks that have books in them that people can sit and read while they're sitting there with their kids. And the library is going to, in conjunction with them, regulate what kind of books they put in there. That would be part of his project, and I figured if the council's okay with that, I'll hook him up with John Mayer to make sure that the book house goes in the right place. And I'm sure everybody's okay with that, right?
I gotta say, great idea. And actually, the one at the bus that goes into New York City in East Brunswick, the Tower Center, they have a bin, and I always grab a book and then bring it back, I think it's a great idea, really nice.
Different, absolutely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, I've read about those, though.
Another thing that I would like to bring up is intersection problem. Monday Avenue, coming towards DeVoe Avenue. We know the little triangle there. I don't know how many people besides myself have ever noticed that a lot of people tend to make a left from the incoming lane on the right-hand side.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to propose to talk to John about putting a left arrow in the middle of the triangle, as well as paint a stripe that points the arrow direction to make their left on the road.
Great
Because
idea.
2 or 3 times I've seen some pretty close calls. And there was another neighbor who brought it up to me because it almost happened to her, so I'm thinking that's something we got to take care of.
Yeah, good idea.
And on a sadder note, it's a sadder note. After 45 years of service to the Borough of Spotswood, John Mayer has officially announced his retirement January 1st.
45 years.
45 years. That's got to be the longest borough employee ever. And we're
It has
probably
to
going to
be.
put together a dinner that people can purchase tickets to come to honor him somewhere in Probably MJ's in Mattawa, by the Buttonwood Manor. It's
Yeah.
big enough. So when I get news for that, I'll put it out there, and if everybody wants to attend, or know some people that would like to attend, 45 years, heck of an accomplishment.
He graduated high school with me, and I got to tell you, he's the same guy then as he was back then. He's just a good guy, and congratulations to him that he could retire now. Wonderful.
And that's it for the mayor.
Ed,
Terrific,
can you
Ed.
say something about following up with DOT with the discretionary grant?
Would you like me to?
Yes, would you?
Yeah, sure. I talked to the DOT office, which was fun. It was an experience because I got jumped to 5 different people before I got the right one. The right one told me that our loan is now in the screening process, which is the final process, and we should hear something within the next 2 to 6 weeks. So that was a week ago, so probably 5 weeks.
Nice.
On the latter side, I never think they work in a hurry, but they were very helpful, and I kind of played like I didn't know what I was doing.
So the meeting, this is the money for the lake? Or
No, this discretionary aid is for the money for the light, the intersection over by Valete, that area.
Okay, very good.
Yep, Crescent, Crescent.
Crescent, that area.
Yep.
Thank you, Ed.
That's it.
You want to open to the public?
Make your motion to open to the public.
Second.
Okay. Lillian,
Aye.
did you want to come up and bring up that issue that you had talked about? Thank you for your
William
patience.
Janesco, 294 Woods End Court. When I met with the mayor, he said that he would look into the possibility of having bulk pickup at Clearwater, and I expect to have the same services for Clearwater as a resident in Spotswood gets. And why I had to go chase after and bribe the people who do pick up to pick up a crummy chair that I had put out and it sat there for 2 weeks. You know, I brought up about the couch being on Main Street for so long. I think it's the worst thing to have to see furniture sitting out on the curb. And I know that Spotswood garbage men pick that up, but why they wouldn't do it in Spotswood, in Clearwater, I don't know. And I was very disturbed over it.
Okay. Ed, would you like to respond?
Well, actually, I'll respond, but it will be a council decision of whether or not you want to do that.
Okay.
As she said, Ms. Janesco came, saw me. I did relay the message to the council. And I was given this, Operation of Mobile Homes Parks, telling me exactly what is included and what is not included. And the not included things for Clearwater are streets, roads, sanitation, snow removal, street lighting, Summerdale drainage, minor drainage, sidewalk improvements, and assessment budget, and all are subject to change yearly.
So sanitation, what's that mean?
We don't
We don't pick up their garbage because they
Right.
have a private hauler. However, Mrs. Janesco said to me, well, Mr. Seeley, you pick up electronics in our area. Why don't you pick up furniture? Am I correct?
That's right. You also pick up appliances.
Okay, and we do that. You checked with John?
And we do pick up the white goods, yes.
Okay. Council? Would you like to consider it? Do you want more time? Do you
There
want-
is
This is just the bulk pickup where they call a schedule,
Yeah.
they throw out half the stuff in their house.
Well, a couch, chair, that
But
kind
there's
of
a
thing.
big part of the tax situation with the pad fees. There's pad fees, and one of the things we do is back out the cost of sanitation because we don't provide it. So we don't charge or collect anything to do that there. So that's the thing we'd have to discuss.
Right.
We're subtracting that from their pad fee.
But the pad, you still get the pad fee.
Right, but that's not included in the amount we get.
Dawn, how many requests for bulk pickup do we get out of Clearwater?
The only one that was brought to my attention was Lillian's. That's it. I don't know of any others.
Honestly, if we're going to get 2 or 3 of them a year, does it really make a difference?
No.
Just go pick up their stuff. We're picking up their white goods, the fire
Well,
department's
the
picking
white
them up.
goods is recycling.
It's recycled, but I mean, if we're...
So are the electronics, by the way.
If we're getting 2 or 3 calls a year for that type of stuff, does it really matter at this point? You know, if we're getting hit with every other week we're going in there and picking up 7, 10 houses.
Well, we don't know either, because right now, they're not supposed to call us for it, so we don't know.
Word
Well,
gets out, you could get a lot.
Right.
Originally, I did also call the ownership of the Home America, I guess the new name is.
Hometown.
Hometown America, excuse me. And I wanted to verify with them as well that they may have any legal issues that they don't want us on the property. And they stated they had none.
But they should really offer that service to their residents. That should be part of their sanitation package.
Who picks up the garbage there now?
What's that?
Who picks up your garbage there now?
Republic.
Republic, okay.
Lil, have you approached Diane or anybody in the office to see?
Oh, yeah.
Diane's no longer
Oh,
there.
yeah, if it wasn't for Diane, no, it was Debbie. Diane isn't there any longer.
I didn't know that.
And the new administration said, no, you have to call the municipality.
Okay,
So,
so,
of course, I was turned down from both of them, and I thought, why? If the people in Spotswood, I'm a resident of Spotswood, I'm entitled to have my bulk picked up. I don't have to bribe the garbage men who put their hand out before they're going to go pick up that chair.
Well, we might offer that service, but it's not an entitlement. You've got to understand, you're not paying for that. It's not an entitlement of living there. It's a separate community with their own rules and regulations. So we may offer that, but it's not an entitlement.
Well, I'm asking for it because as long as we have to call the municipality to pick up a refrigerator or a stove or any appliance, and you come on the property and you pick it up. The same thing with the TVs and electronics, you come and pick it up. What is so special about a piece of furniture?
you know, I have no objection to at least giving it, you know,
Try it out.
Yeah, for a
Let's see if it
year.
gets abused or not. If it gets abused,
Can you
then we
just
go
ask
back.
John to, until he retires, to monitor the situation? And let's go through till, you know, he retires and see, you know, what the usage is. But I have no objection, Lillian. I mean, there's no way that anybody can get rid of a couch or a chair that's older and living in that community or is disabled. Jose, is that okay? Just give it
fine
like a
with it.
6-month trial, and then if we don't hear anything negative, we'll just continue it.
All right, so I could go back to the meeting on Wednesday, and I can announce to the,
Well, let me take a poll. Ted, you're okay?
I'm okay with it.
Jose?
I'm okay.
John? Okay, yes, you can.
okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Lillian?
Just
Thank
don't
you for
drag that
coming.
trailer out to the curb.
Yeah, when somebody moves out.
Well, I thought that chair was out there for, when you go by in the Memorial Day
That's on
parade. I
them,
have
isn't
a
it?
place to sit.
There you
We're
go.
not going to do that.
And then I
Throw
guess
away
we
the
should
couch
check
that's
with
full.
our council. Pat, if we extend a usage to a private area, is that putting us at risk at all, or should we do anything with insurance?
I think the approach you're taking is perfect.
Okay,
Test it and see how it works.
okay, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lillian. And I hope your citizens that live by you thank you also.
I'd just like to say one thing. As far as people moving out of the residence and, you know, everything being dumped outside, I don't think we should be picking that up. That should be private. Okay, if somebody moves out and they don't want to take their garbage, and they don't want to pay for it, that should not be on us. You need to get rid of an old chair. That's okay, because Dawn brought that up. We should not be liable for that. That should either be the
Like if
community
there's an
or the
estate,
owners.
I guess an estate thing, Lillian, if somebody passes away and the family wants to get rid of everything in the house, that should not be on the borough to get rid of. That should
Yeah,
be a
you-
private hauler.
Spread that word, you know, when you're at your meeting, let them know that, you know, that we don't want that responsibility. It's not ours. We'll help, you know, taking away small things.
Yeah, maybe we want to send them an agreement.
An agreement is
I think that'd be the best thing.
Maybe
This
I
way,
could
there's
go
no,
down property manager.
cloudy area. Everybody knows what's going on.
And I was planning on it.
you try, you know.
All right, so Dawn's going to talk to the property manager. Pat, you're saying we don't need an agreement, Pat?
No.
No, okay. And then, you know what, Lil, do you think you can deliver that message that, you know, if it's an estate, that's, everything's dumped, that that's not our responsibility, that they would have to be a family?
I can.
Okay, thank you, Lillian. Go ahead.
Hello, William Kramer, 11 Halsey Place, Spotswood. I understand I've gone down Adirondack also, and I understand the need to have Adirondack, but I live on Halsey, and Ed used to read the meters on Halsey, and that road's pretty rough.
It is.
And I would hope that if the council decides to add more roads, that be one of them, because it's pretty bad.
It's actually on the list, so the one section by Vliet and Orchard and all that, the Adirondack, which we're going to do this year, but this comes up, Bruce, every year, discretionary, so you're on the list.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Anyone else would like to come up?
Make a motion to close the public portion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a closed session. And Kurt, does the mayor know you're adding that?
Dawn knows. Dawn, we talked about having a
Mention it
potential
to the
litigation.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough of Spotswood, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, as follows. The public shall be excluded from discussion of any action upon the hereinafter specified subject matters. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows. Contract negotiations, personnel, and potential litigation. It is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matter shall be made public when confidentiality is no longer required. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
Make a motion to pass the resolution?
Second.
Councilman Stolen?
Yes.
Councilman Ritchie?
Yes.
Councilman Willalo?
Yes.
Councilman Rivera?
Yes.
Council President Jones?
Yes. We now have a closed session, so I would have to ask you to vacate the premises. And we will reopen after the discussion.
Oh, good, I can talk about something else in the quarter.
I'll make a motion to close the close, reopen the open.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All the business, I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.